Well, hello again. We'll see how these videos go. There's a bunch of building work happening, so I may end up cutting this somewhat short. So at the end of the last video, we transitioned all the way through into You Peng, which is ward off left. This one here. And we're in one of these front stances. So when we're in our front stance, we want it so our feet are hip width apart. We turn one foot out to the diagonal, not too far. We're not doing 90 degrees or anything, just a little bit. Okay, and then you can just slide that foot forward a bit, get into that front posture. Slightly more weight on that leg than this one. That's all we're looking for. And this arm is here, like a bit of a bow. And this one's down here, and sort of a bit of an arc as well, like that. Okay, so we don't want to be. We're trying to connect to the ground, but it doesn't necessarily mean we want to be like this. We want to just still be alive. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. Hopefully you've watched the revision videos. So this first posture, correctly titled, is You Peng, which is preparation posture. Now we're in Chi. Ward off left, or You Peng. Okay, so from here we're going to transition to the right, ward off to the right. So it starts off exactly the same but on the opposite side. So we move forward, my hips nice and square, which means our leg comes over. So pay attention to your knee. It wants to be still over your foot as you catch the movement. We turn our weight to the diagonal and take our step. All exactly the same so far. Then as we shift the weight, this hand comes up. It's like this is a tracking radar or something like that, and it just sort of follows it. It's like the ball slightly squeezes, and then we ward off right, or You Peng. Okay? So that is the next posture. Okay, so remember, there's a lot of repetition. So we're doing that turn, come to here, nice and square, then the waist to the diagonal, you take your step, transferring the weight as the left arm rises, we turn to the front, as in ward off left. Okay? So then we shift all our weight forwards and we catch the moon again. Allow this foot just to come with you. Don't try and force it back, because that will tilt your body. Trying to keep this nice and level. And we take our step. We take our step because we choose to, not because we're going to fall into it. Okay? So we take our step, then we can transfer the weight. And once we've got more weight on this leg than this one, turn the waist and allow the foot to turn. Okay? Square the waist up toward the east. Just ward off. Again, it's like I'm detecting, seeing if there's anything out there. Okay? If I detect something, I might get stronger, but if there's nothing there, I'm just there sensing for something to be there. Okay? As I say, this hand should be pointing towards this one. Okay, so I think we can do all that in one go. First time it was worth splitting up. So, from our ward off left. Okay, so to get into any of our front postures, remember, stand with your feet hip width apart, turn one foot out to the diagonal, like your rear foot out to the diagonal, just sink onto that leg, take a smallish step, hopefully so your heel is in front of your toe, so sort of like that if you look at your feet. We don't want that short, but we're not trying to do some really long posture, right? Nice and contained, and just a little more weight on this leg than on the back one. So sometimes it's good to stand in posture. So if we stood here for a while, our left leg should start to tell us about it before our right leg does. let's continue. Move forward, we catch the moon. Keeping the hips square, so we'll have to drift slightly, sideways slightly to keep over our foot. Turn the waist, because all our weight is on this left leg, we're now free to lift up our right foot and place it down. The heel goes more or less where the toe was, thereabouts. Okay, don't be too precise. And we drift our weight across, waist still points to the diagonal, okay, as the hand comes up. Then square the waist to the east, and form this ward off right position, okay? Now it's important we never step too far into these front stances for reasons that will come clear in the next lesson. Okay, so again, from ward off left, come forward, catch the moon. Turn the waist to the diagonal, take our small step, transferring the weight as the right hand rises, the left hand just tracks it like a radar. And you can turn into that posture there. You can just sort of stand there for a while in the posture. Now, when we're in these front postures, a couple of things. We've got this width, so it means that we've got a bit of stability this way. A little bit of length, doesn't have to be as long as mine, you could be a bit higher up as well, okay? But eventually you might want to try sinking down, but don't sink down too much, you might hurt yourself, and I can't see what you're doing, so I can't point out your mistake there, so I can't be responsible for what people do trying to copy someone on the internet. If it was in a class, it'd be different. But also this knee, you don't want it to drift in these front postures beyond your toe. Okay, the knee isn't built to withstand forces like that. It sort of sits on here, and it's not built to withstand that. So again, just make sure that knee doesn't go beyond the toe. Okay, the arms up here, this one's tracking it. Okay, so just a couple more times through there. You can always go through that revision program to go through up to this point. Remember all the little loosening exercises as well, please do those just to help you warm up. But let's just get into ward off left. Come forward, we catch the moon. Turn the waist to the diagonal, we take our step, we transfer the weight as the hand comes up, turn the waist to finish the posture. Okay, just trying to make sure keeping that knee from going too far forwards. Okay, the more you stand in these postures, you just hold it, hold the posture for a while. Just see what it feels like. Okay, it is going to work your legs. This is an exercise. Okay, it's not just a meditation. Okay, there is exercise and work in here. Okay, if you want to increase our understanding, right, it's through a bit of hard work. The Chinese have a term for understanding gained through hard work. It's Gong Fu. So, no references to something Mr. Carradine, grasshopper, etc. But that's what Gong Fu means. Knowledge obtained through hard work. So the more you practice, the deeper your Gong Fu, the deeper your understanding of what it is we're doing. Okay, so that's our transition into ward off right. I'll probably try and do a little revision up to ward off right video, but let's just have a quick look at it through from the very beginning and finish there. But please practice. Like the video so I know that you've been watching it, maybe having a bit of practice yourself, and we'll see how we progress from there. So now we've moved into a ward off left, and ward off right. Not quite the same, because our bodies aren't quite symmetric, so that's kind of why we do it like this. Please practice, as I say, like or whatever, the videos, always good, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one, where we'll go into a posture called rollback. So stay safe, keep practicing. Thank you.